What's happening? What it do? Um, I apologize to all my subscribers, man. Me and my relative, we did make a video. We did our podcast. Unfortunately, it was so distorted, it was unusable. You know what I'm saying? So we wasn't able to uh, put out our podcast for this week. But I'm gonna still try and give y'all some content. I'm gonna jump right into it, man. It was some real good basketball games happened over the weekend. Um, the Rockets played the Mavs and Milwaukee. Both of those games, were really entertaining games. Fourth quarter, them boys came through, man. Came back and took it. I've been impressed now. Like I said in the previous episode, like I told my cousin, I'm not gonna dive all the way in when it comes to basketball. For the simple fact that I'm waiting for the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? That's when it's gonna mean the most to me. That's when I'll get fully invested for the team. Once I see how where they seated and how things going in the playoffs. But they lost a piece of me last year, man. When they lost to Golden State without Kevin Durant, without Klay Thompson, fully healthy, at home. You know what I'm saying? And to lose like that, man, they lost a piece of me. Um, I got emotional. I said I was done with the Rockets, but come on, man. I'm gonna ride till the wheels fall off. It's just I'm not getting all super excited and stuff like that like I used to. You know what I'm saying? Like it's show and tell. You know what I'm saying? They gonna have to show it to me. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, that's what it is. Um, so yeah, the Lakers clinched the number one seed, which don't mean nothing because they don't have no home court advantage, in the bubble. So nobody does. You know what I'm saying? So clinching them top seeds this year probably means a little bit less than it, did in previous years or whatever. Um, but hey, they got the number one seed, so it is what it is. The Clippers been looking so, you know what I'm saying? But they got a couple people missing. 76ers, man, defensively, like they not showing up. And when I'm looking at Toronto, I'm looking at Milwaukee, I'm looking at Miami, I'm looking at Boston, even Indy. A lot of those teams, man, is looking better than the 76ers, man. 76ers ain't looking too good. So when it's all said and done, man, I think the basketball playoffs is gonna be interesting. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I believe that my Houston Rockets really got a shot, to kick up some dust in the playoffs. I don't think LA matches up well with us. With no Avery Bradley, no Rondo, they gonna have a problem defending Harden, Westbrook, and Eric Gordon out on the perimeter. You know what I'm saying? As much as we gonna have trouble defending them down in the paint because of the size, they gonna get a lot of offensive rebounds and try to play that bully ball. I know LeBron gonna try to bully his way to the paint as much as possible. Same with AD. But if we can stay out of foul trouble, you know what I'm talking about, then we gonna get him just as many problems on the opposite end of the court. For some reason, we seem to match up well with the Clippers. So as I said before, man, we got enough talent on the team to be able to beat anybody in the 7 game series. If is D'Antoni gonna play enough people? You know what I'm saying? Instead of playing 7 guys, because you got Luke Mbamute, Damari Carroll is on the team. Those guys are both defensive players who can hit threes. You got Austin Rivers, um, of course, Eric Gordon. You got Daniel House, Green, Jeff Green. So we really should be in the playoffs about 9 deep. You know what I'm saying? And all of these guys are veterans. They got playoff experience. We should be about 9 deep, man, in the playoffs. There's no reason why he should run 7 guys in the ground, every other day playing those guys 38, 39, 40 minutes a game. Like, it's because those guys gonna need their legs in order to hit threes and to push tempo. You know what I'm saying? Because that would be our advantage. That's the only advantage. We can't just bog down into a half court set every single possession and expecting Harden and Westbrook to put up 100 points between each other. You know what I'm saying? So, but I don't have no faith in D'Antoni. I don't have no faith that he's gonna make the adjustment. I don't have no faith that he's gonna use his depth. You know what I'm saying? So we gonna have to wait and see, man. I got love for my Rockets. I'm riding with them, but the enthusiasm really ain't there, which takes my enthusiasm away from basketball as a whole at this point. I'm gonna move on, man. Football. As me and my cousin discussed during the podcast, it shocked me that it was over 40 players in the NFL that is opted out. You know what I'm saying? Like they say, man, we ain't worried about the money. This pandemic, you know what I'm saying, is something that we not finna play with. And so we chilling. We gonna take the $150K and we gonna head to the house. Now that shocked me, like I told him, because NFL don't have the guaranteed contracts. You know what I'm saying? And so it's like the average player, rookie players, you know what I'm saying? Those guys, they getting $1 million. You know what I'm saying? 800,000 for a year. Now, if you're a rookie or something like that, you ain't really had no money, so you ain't went and bought a big house. You don't have a car note. You don't have all the bills, and you want to opt out. Plus, it's gonna be hard for guys to make it on teams because there's no preseason. You know what I'm saying? It's the reps are gonna be even more limited this year than they would in a normal year. So if a guy's like, man, I'm already behind the 8 ball, I wasn't drafted, or I was drafted late, so the team don't owe me nothing, it's gonna be hard for me to latch on to a team. I'm gonna go ahead and take the $150,000. I'm gonna opt out for this year. Come back next year where I can get into the building, and actually go through OTAs, mini camp, training camp, preseason games, learn the system, and give myself a real shot. I can understand it. Guys who was getting paid millions per season, you only get paid from September through to December unless you make the playoffs, and you taking $150K and leaving the rest of your money, giving up the rest of your money for the year. That shocked me, bro. It shocked me. And look, I'm not bashing them. I understand every man makes his own decision for his own reasons. I get it. You know what I'm saying? You worried about your family, your parents, grandparents, children, whatever, and that's why they opting out. Hey, I don't have no problem with it. You know what I'm saying? I salute every man to make his own decision. It just shocked me. You know what I'm saying? They caught me off guard. What else? Antonio Brown facing 8-game suspension. It came down from the league. And this is right after he said that he was retiring from the NFL. He was finna move on, nothing else to prove, whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop, right? And then they come down with the suspension, and he's then saying he's looking for that dude there, man. He's so He's so off the wall, you know what I'm saying, to me. And I was one of his biggest fans when he was in Pittsburgh. I thought he was kind of underrated. So many people used to bring up Julio Jones and Odell Beckham and what I'm saying, these other cats is best receiver in the league. I'm like, Antonio Brown is the best receiver, man. For about a 4 or 5 year span, man, that boy that was on one. You know what I'm talking about? Like, he putting up monster numbers. And everybody know who Big Ben giving the ball to. They still couldn't do nothing with him. You know what I'm saying? So, just my quick thought on it. It's gonna be a team Seattle gonna try to bring in. They've already been tied to him. I guess he was working out with Russ, and Russell Wilson, I guess, was politicking for him to be picked up by the team or whatever. And so that's something I could see happening. Seattle will probably get to around the halfway mark, and they'll be sitting in second place or, fighting. I think they'll be solidly in second place. I think the Rams gonna take a huge step back. In Arizona, I gotta see what their defense gonna do. They gonna have the offense, but it's gonna be one of them things, man, where they gonna have to win games in shootouts. They just gonna have to outscore people, and them getting DeAndre Hopkins, man, that's gonna help them. I'm still not scared of their running game. Not too much worried about the offensive line, but they got Kyler Murray, they got weapons at receiver, so they're gonna be an interesting team to watch. But ultimately, I think Seattle, will try to add an Antonio Brown to try and help, bolster that team and try to help them put it over the top. I mean, to me, they are kind of like the Rams and what the Rams did a couple years ago, where they went and traded for Marcus Peters, brought in Ndamukong Suh, brought in Aqib Talib, you know what I'm saying, brought in Robert Woods, traded for Cook. They brought all these pieces in, to go all in for a Super Bowl. They did get to the Super Bowl, but then they lost. They got embarrassed, and they had to break the team up because they could not afford to pay all them people. It was, it was that one shot, that they had. They took it, they missed, and so now they third, fourth best team in the NFC West. Seattle, to me, does the same thing, but they do it with draft picks. You know what I'm saying? They go out and they sign Jimmy Graham or trade for Jimmy Graham, give up a ton of picks, give up their best offensive lineman that they had. That's the type of stuff they do, giving up 2 first rounders and a third and for safety. You know what I'm saying? And so I could see them. The trade where they gave up, what was it, 2 seconds for Jadeveon Clowney. You know what I'm saying? So I could definitely see them trying to bring in Antonio Brown and put him with DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett and the running back. It'll be a formidable offensive team. Like, they would definitely have weapons. They do have some playmakers on defense. So I'm not gonna sit up here in front like, it would mean nothing for Antonio Brown to go to that team. It's just, I think if I had to bet, that's where he's gonna end up this year, is with the Seattle Seahawks. My Niners went and picked up Jordan Reed, tight end from the Redskins, the Washington football team. They picked him up. A guy who dealt with injuries over the last several years. But when he was healthy, he was a problem. And he didn't play none last year because he had a concussion the third preseason game. So he didn't play at all 2019 season. And so, his body should be fully healthy and recovered and well rested and, the whole nine. Can he stay healthy? It's anybody's guess. But if he can, and he's the number 2 tight end to, with George Kittle, and we have, several receivers coming back, some guys who didn't play last year, mainly our main slot receivers that was supposed to play last year. Those guys are healthy. So far, we don't have nobody on the PUP list, stuff like that. So we get Jerick McKinnon back, some of our slot receivers, that type of thing, man. So, we too is going, we're going to have a lot of weapons at Jimmy's disposal. And so I expect him to have a monster season this year if the NFL can get through the full season. You know what I'm saying? Which I expect they will, but you never know. You know what I'm saying? The NFL is trying to do everything they can. I heard that there's going to be like a $50,000 fine, the suspensions, for multiple violations when it comes to taking care of what you're supposed to do as it pertains to the COVID, pandemic. Like, you have to be available for your testing. You have to take tests. You miss tests, first you get a warning, then it's $50,000. It could be suspensions after that. So that type. So they really is gonna, be on these guys to, do what they're supposed to do. It's something, Richard Sherman, he talked about with our team, and he's like, look, man, it comes down to self-discipline. And I was telling the exact same thing to my co-host. It's your responsibility. Like, if you gonna play this year, it's your responsibility to not put yourself in a position where you could contract the virus and potentially pass that virus on to your teammates, your co-workers, people in the building, people around you, and your family. You know what I'm saying? And so the NFL, I think, is doing the right thing, where, guys are going to be punished. If you are putting yourself in position to hurt others, basically. You know what I'm saying? What else? I seen something about, I want to touch on with Odell Beckham, where he comes out and he's bashing the NFL about trying to have a season this year, and it should be canceled and this, that, and the other. Look, man, the NFL has told every player, if you don't feel comfortable, if you feel like you can jeopardize your own health, the health of your family, whatever is the reason, right? Whatever is your decision, if you don't want to play this year, you don't have to play. You don't have to participate. You can go to the crib. You can get X amount of dollars, you know what I'm saying, for the season. Your season will toll, but you can go to the crib. You know what I'm saying? You are not being forced. And he made some statement along the lines of, like, basically trying to play like the race card, or something like that. Like, bro, go on with that, man. You know what I'm saying? Get gone with that. You know what I'm saying? It ain't got nothing to do with race. It ain't got nothing to do with, you know what I'm saying, social justice, and like none of that. It's basic. This is a business, and just like with my job, right? Now, it's not apples to apples, but at my job, they let the employees know that, look, if you don't feel comfortable, if you are worried about contracting this virus and taking it home to your family, look, you can go home. You don't have to work. You file your leave. You know what I'm saying, with the specific company. File for your leave, and you will get, 2 weeks. You'll get 4 weeks, or however long, that they're gonna approve you for, so that you can stay away and protect your family. You know what I'm saying? If not, then you can still come to work. Like, it's as simple as that. You don't have to be there. But if you're gonna be there and you make the decision that, no, I'm not gonna take the leave, I'm gonna go ahead and go to work. Don't then go to work and start talking about, man, this is some bull. What they really need to do is shut the place down. What are you talking about? You ain't gotta be there. Like, you there because you want to be. You want to be there. Don't complain because the doors are open for people who want to be there. Or people, well, not want to be there, but people who decide that that's what they gonna do. You know what I'm saying? I decided I'm gonna go to work. I need the money. I'm not gonna depend on the Donald Trump or the government or the Senate, the Congress. I'm not depending on them to give me the money to pay my bills, to keep my lights on, and keep a roof over my head, and food on my table, and gas in my car, and paying my bill. I'm not dependent on them. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna get out there and get it myself. So I'm gonna wear a mask. I'm gonna wash my hands, use hand sanitizer, give me 50 feet, stay away from it. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take the precautions I need, but I'm gonna go to the gig, man. And so for this dude to sit up, you gonna cash them millions and millions and millions of dollar checks that you get from the NFL every week. But then you gonna sit up and complain. Why? Because you gotta go? Because you got bills and responsibilities to take care of. And so you can't afford to take $150,000 for a full year, to be able to pay your bills. You can't file unemployment. You know what I'm saying? Like, they not gonna give you in your paychecks what you would usually get through the government. So it seemed like to me that dude is complaining because he gotta go. He don't wanna go, but he got to. You know what I'm saying? In order to maintain his bills and the lifestyle that he has come accustomed to. And he would probably prefer if the NFL would say, well, you know what? Because of the pandemic, we're going to shut down the season and everybody gets all of their money, you know what I'm saying, that they were supposed to get. We're going to pay y'all to not be here, to not show up, to not play no games. That's what we're going to pay y'all for. It don't work like that, pimping. I'm sorry. I don't know what you want. I don't know what you're expecting. But it don't work like that. Then you got the McCourty kid and the Patriots who's saying, oh, the NFL is out of line for, moving up the opt-out date, and they only doing it so more players won't opt out. Well, I don't know the particulars of that. I don't know if I agree with that or disagree with that. What I will say is that the NFL has to be able to make sound, well thought out, well researched decisions about what's best for all of their employees, everybody under their umbrella. You know what I'm saying? Best for business, best, because these are businessmen. These are team owners. So money is involved. And so the sooner that they can get to, a number of being able to see how many guys are opting out, how is that going to affect the overall roster construction for teams when it's all said and done? the sooner that they can figure out what that is, then the sooner that they'll be able to move, forward. To say, okay, we done crossed that bridge. Where do we go from here? You know what I'm saying? How do we move going forward with this many players out for the season? Right? Is every team gonna have enough players to field the football team, to have on their practice squad, backups, that type of thing? You know what I'm saying? What's that gonna do with the salary cap? Right? So they need to be able to have all the information to make an informed decision. So I'm not knocking the NFL for if they did that, if they was like, look, man, we're going to have to move this up a week. You know what I'm saying? We're going to have to move it up 10 days. Because we need to figure out what's what, you know what I'm saying, as soon as possible. I can understand that. But I'm not going to, I don't know what the motives are. You know what I'm saying? He's saying that it's so that more people won't opt out. I mean, if you're thinking about opting out and they move the date up, then you need to sit down with your family and make a decision. You know what I'm saying? You can't pussyfoot around with this thing, for days on top of days on top of days and on top of weeks, and waiting until the very last minute, to say, okay, I'm out or I'm in. Like, come on, man, people, they trying to make decisions too. You know what I'm saying? They trying to figure out what their next move is gonna be. The same way players who are undecided is trying to do. So I'm just seeing it from both sides of the coin. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, it is what it is. I'm most definitely ready for football season to get started. Being without sports this long has been, man, it's been rough, So, it's all finna come back. And I'm ready. Niner gang. But yeah, man, look out. I appreciate y'all for, coming in and checking out my video, man. Don't forget to subscribe to the unit. Hit the like button, man. Drop me a comment. We will be back, man. I'm gonna make some type of adjustments to make sure that what happened yesterday don't happen again. To where we do a whole hour show and then when it's all said and done, it's so distorted, can't even use it. It was a lot of good content on that show yesterday. Real good discussions that, I'm not even able to use. You know what I'm saying? We're not even able to use to get to our subscribers, but try and make it up to y'all, man, some type of way. Special shout out, man, to my relative Mike. Hit me up like, man, where the video, baby? You know what I'm saying? I ain't get a notification or nothing. You know what I'm saying? Say, man, that I really appreciate that, man. That is my family. But that there is somebody who's looking forward to the videos. You know what I'm saying? Watching them and checking them out and supporting the channel or whatever. So salute to my relative Mike. And I'm gonna give a special shout out, I want any of my subscribers, man, the ones that I do have, please check out my kinfolk Auburn. You know what I'm saying? Auburn J. He doing big things in music, man. I know he got his music in on several of the streaming things, like Spotify, all of those places where you can stream music, Tidal, you know what I'm saying, that type of thing. I believe all his music is on all of those. But yeah, my relative, man, doing big things, man. So I want y'all, man, just check him out, listen to some of his music. You know what I'm saying? He doing big. He doing real good things, man. And he's staying out them streets, staying out of trouble. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna give a special shout out and salute to him too, man. Keep it up, bro. But yeah, man, again, I appreciate y'all checking in, you know what I'm saying? Sitting with your boy for a few minutes. But yeah, we're gonna be back with our podcast next Monday, and I'm gonna most likely drop another video before then. You know what I'm saying? Just keeping everything up to date on sports or whatever. But yeah, tell your friends about me, dog. Holla at y'all, bro. One.